Hi, Thomas from Breakup Resilience, enjoying a very beautiful day in Kiev. Finally, spring is here and I've got my cap on. Oh yeah. So this is the university, or one of the universities. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about boundaries, personal boundaries. What are boundaries? I go into this in more detail in the book that I'm writing, but for now we're going to talk about it, or I'm going to talk about it. So personal boundaries is something that I found out about very late in life, considering how important it is. It's incredible that this isn't taught at schools, or it wasn't when I was a kid. So I actually got it from some literature. Well, actually it was a course to do with female psychology and how to be a better man and all this kind of stuff. And the main tenets of it is it was on a course from a guy called Dr. Paul Dabrowski, I think that's how you say it, David D'Angelo, aka Eben Pagan, and I highly recommend the course. But for the purpose of Breakup Resilience, the only thing that I want to draw from that course is the idea of personal boundaries. So let's get into that. So the idea is that you can imagine yourself, your psyche, your being, as having a circle, okay? Now this circle, you only have so much energy every day, and then you go to sleep, and then you kind of rejuvenate, you rest, you gain energy, and then you wake up, and it depletes as the day goes on, depending on stressors in life. So if you do not have healthy boundaries, if you do not have a boundary, then you're more likely to lose all your energy to outside situations, okay? But if you do have a strong boundary, then you're less likely to lose energy, and you'll probably be able to lead a more healthy life. Okay, so there's different ways of creating boundaries. One is to build a wall. Sure, that makes sense. If you were to imagine the circle is now basically a wall. A wall is up around you, so you cannot let anything in to attack you. But at the same time, if there's a wall, you cannot engage with the world, because you can't put it, the wall is a two-way thing, right? Energy can't come in and energy can't go out. So you're basically shutting yourself off from the world, which is quite difficult to do in society, because you'd basically be, I don't know, so introvert that you wouldn't even look at anyone. You'd just be like this sort of thing, maybe catatonic, I'm not too sure. It's just you'd be in your own world. You'd be so disassociated and far removed from reality, it's not healthy, okay? Because, well, I mean, there's energy exchange in life. This is normal. So, how does one have healthy boundaries? Okay, so you don't want to have holes in your boundary where you're just letting in stuff. Anybody says anything to you negatively, you get upset. This would be a hole. If you're thinking about somebody, that's a hole, especially if it's constant and it's negative. So if you're thinking about your ex-girlfriend and there's lots of negative energy going on because you're upset, and maybe it's thoughts of bad things that she's done to you, maybe she cheated on you, maybe she's ripped you off money, who knows, maybe she's saying bad things about you, destroying your reputation, slandering you to your friends or other people, your associates. Of course, these thoughts are going to drain you of your energy, and these are holes in your boundary, because the boundary is a mental thing. and as well as probably a physical thing, but mainly it's a mental thing, right? So how do you patch up the holes without them being walls? Because you don't want to cut yourself off, but you want to protect yourself. So the best way is to have doors which open from the inside, so you have access to whether the doors are open or whether they are shut. Okay, no one else has the access to the handle or the lock but you. Okay, so in this way you have complete control of what you let in to your psyche, into your mental health, shall we say, into your psychology, and what you do not allow in, and therefore you are gaining control. And the more you practice this, the better you become at it. It's a skill set. Okay? So if you notice that you're thinking about your ex and what shit she's done to you, or she is doing to you, or the imaginations of this, you can shut the door on that and push it out of your boundary, push it out of your psyche, by either entering into the present moment or just acknowledging that that's what you're doing. That's enough. By watching what you're thinking about, by knowing it, by becoming aware of it, that will stop it, and then you can push it out with the understanding of healthy boundaries and a wall with doors in it, which only you have control of. And that's about it, really. This is what I want to talk about briefly with boundaries, because we only have so much energy. Okay? And so that's it. And our energy is basically the self-esteem. And so if you have low self-esteem, it's because you just let your energy out to whatever thoughts or whatever people. And accepting bad deals is having weak boundaries or holes in your boundaries. Having healthy boundaries is about assertion and being able to express yourself without being too weak.